Hi, y'all. Today I'll be virtually sitting down with Darrell, Director of the Office of Emergency Management and Planning at UNC, to learn more about his and his office's role in the Division of Institutional Integrity and Risk Management. Mr. Jeter, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so can you tell me a little bit about you and your office's role at UNC Chapel Hill?
I am the Director for Emergency Management and Planning for the university. We are a part of Institutional Integrity and Risk Management and are one of three key units under Campus Safety and Risk Management. So my office role is to support the coordination of emergency preparedness and response on our campus that would entail support from multiple units and departments, both on campus and off campus. And that support extends not just in the response itself, but also ensuring that we understand and identify what our capabilities are, what our resource capabilities are internally, and then where we can augment that with external support from our local, state, and federal partners. So preparedness is our ultimate goal, just to make sure that our campus community is prepared, those who have response roles, as well as our campus community, so that we'll have a sense of what we need to do should something unexpected impact our operations on campus.
Very well. Speaking of unpredicted things, how has the COVID-19 pandemic changed how your office conducts its business?
I will say it was definitely a game changer. When we train in emergency management for activations and for response, it's from the standpoint of assumption that we'll be managing an incident or an event that is fairly short-lived. And when I say short-lived, 2 weeks, maybe a month, depending on the extent of it. But COVID for us impacted our operations for an extent, a period of time that we did not know how long we were going to be in this status. And so we had to think about how do we balance addressing the pandemic while also maintaining some extent of operations that at some point needed to resume at a reduced scale, because we just can't be in emergency response mode for a year and a half. We just don't have the bandwidth for it. And I'm sure across campus, because we're all impacted by it in different ways, we have to also balance the availability of personnel to ensure that we don't create burnout for our partners.
Right, right. And so at the time of this interview, I know next week we'll be returning to in-person work again, July 19th. And I was wondering, as we return to campus and in-person instruction, how will things change how your office conducts its business?
Well, we'll have more of the people that we serve on campus. And that's one of the key reasons we're here. Our goal is to ensure that we have a campus environment that is safe for students to learn, for employees to work, for visitors to enjoy and navigate. And so obviously with campus being primarily in a remote status over the past year or so, we're wanting to ensure that we're prepared to welcome our students, faculty, and staff physically back on campus, and then also understand that this is going to be a bit of adjustment for them, because they want to ensure they're coming in an environment, in a social environment that is safe. COVID is still here. We're certainly fortunate that we have the vaccine. We have other mitigation measures that we've learned over the year, masking and other standards that we put in place. And so we want to make sure that we maintain that, but also we want to create some sense of normalcy for our campus community, understanding that our students expect to be able to learn in an environment that is supporting their matriculation.
Wonderful. And so, what are some important developments in your office that the campus community, whether that be faculty, staff, or students, ought to know about?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, a key role of ours is to ensure that there is preparedness on our campus. And so being informed, being prepared is our mantra. We want to ensure that our campus community knows what can happen, and if it happens, what they should do here and how they'll be notified. So some important initiatives that we're excited about getting underway as we welcome our campus population back is our Carolina Ready Preparedness Initiative. We have a website that is under development, and so you can visit that website, and we'll continue to build on that. We're creating materials for training, both online and in person, so that the general campus community will know whether it's a weather event, whether it's or a natural event, rather, a natural hazard, a technological hazard, or a human caused hazard, that they'll know if our campus is impacted by it. They have some resources and actions that they can do before it happens as well as when it happens, so it can minimize and reduce the potential impact that it has on them. So we're very excited about the opportunity to be able to expose our campus community with that preparedness material through the website, as well as our Carolina Ready mobile app, App Armor, that we've been pushing out for the past year, and want to make sure they understand what those resources are and take advantage of that.
Awesome. We'll be looking out for that. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. I really appreciate the interview.
Well, thank you for having me.